He's a former commercial banker, investment manager. He's now ranking member of the House Subcommittee on National Security, International Development, and Monetary Policy. He was also an official in the Bush administration of George Bush 41 in the Treasury Department. Please welcome back to our show, Arkansas Congressman French Hill. French, welcome. Great having you back. Thank you. Good to be back. Full disclosure, you and I have been friends for a long time. We've duck hunted together in the duck woods of Arkansas. But tonight, I'm talking to the congressman, not just my friend. The coronavirus certainly has everybody in a froth. What do we need to know? You get briefings on national security and issues like this that the rest of us aren't going to get. So what would you like to say to the constituents of America to help them with the concerns and the panics?
We met with Vice President Pence this week and Tony Fauci, who runs the infectious disease operation at NIH, and they concur with the recommendations you gave all your viewers tonight. We've got to use common sense. We've got to not overreact, and we've got to be prepared, but not be frozen in action. And I think that's where we are in the United States. I know that we need to be prepared. And let me say that President Trump jumped on this immediately when it broke in China. On January 10th, the Chinese finally gave us the formula of what they thought was causing this disease. That triggered our work towards a vaccine. Our public health system here is the best in the world. So we've had the move of the Federal Reserve. We've had Congress act immediately and appropriate $7.8 billion to help offset the expenses potentially around the infections from coronavirus. And we've gotten the public health departments around the whole country coordinating with the direction of Vice President Pence.
Economics is your bailiwick. This certainly could have a big impact on the economy, particularly the travel industry. A lot of flights being canceled, people afraid to go on cruises, afraid to go to large events. NCAA is talking about having March Madness without a crowd there in an empty arena. So if there's this kind of economic impact, will we recover from that in the foreseeable future?
Of course we'll recover, but that's what you see in the stock market. That's why you saw the actions of the Federal Reserve, the uncertainty, the unknown. We see that in Wuhan, China, as we taped this show, that there were no new cases found. That's good. Yeah. If that number is to be believed, that's a good thing. So we will recover, but it's going to have an international economic impact, which is why the Fed, I think, had an insurance policy by cutting rates this week. You've seen the stock market's reactions because they don't know the future. Yeah. We had a great jobs report this week, but that's about the past, not the future. So, again, preparedness is important.
We've talked about this before, but I want to go back to the fact that the cutting of taxes in the first year of the president's year as president and deregulating, cutting 7 regulations for every regulation that has been enacted. Why does that have any impact on the economy? Or does it have an impact? And if so, why?
Well, during the Obama years, I think we all came out of the recovery very slowly. We were not creating jobs. It was very slow. It was a wet blanket over the economy. And what President Trump did was open up that economy, increasing freedom for being able to form a business, hire people, innovate an idea by reducing regulations, making the tax system more competitive, make America have incentive to bring capital back to the United States to open up new businesses. So that's why the economy has been doing so well. We have a 50-year low in unemployment rate. We had an outstanding jobs report this week. So we go into this crisis, this uncertainty, in a very strong position of high income, low unemployment, and good economic growth.
We've talked China. Let's talk Iran. The president's been tough on them. He's kept the sanctions on and put a lot of economic pressure on them. How does that affect our ability to deal with Iran from a position of strength? Is that the right strategy, or should he go back to the Obama model, which was to send them pallets of cash and ease up on them? Which approach, from an economic standpoint, strictly economic, works best?
Well, America is the largest producer of energy now in the world. It's a different world than 1979 during the hostage crisis. President Trump's right to be strong against Iran. Iran is the most malevolent actor in the Middle East, threatening our great ally in the Middle East, Israel, disrupting Saudi Arabian oil patterns. And so President Trump's been tough, And by being tough and getting out of the agreement with Iran, the Obama agreement, the JCPOA, now Germany, France, and England are with us. So that snapback sanctions, I think, will be the next step on Iran. And I want to thank President Trump in front of this audience for ending Soleimani, who was absolutely one of the worst terrorists in this world.
Yeah, I don't think the world misses him. Because of all of the talk today Bernie has been putting forth, and others as well, what is it with people embracing socialism? Why should that concern Americans, and why should we be alarmed that younger Americans actually think it might be a better system of economics than capitalism?
Well, I think all of us that have children, and all of us who are teachers, and all of us who are professors have let down our country. To have a new generation that would tolerate thinking that socialism is better than capitalism. Free market capitalism has freed billions from poverty and from the horrors of the world. And that's been through the leadership of the United States.
Well, great to have you back.
It's great to be with you.
Please come again. We love having you. It's always nice to talk to somebody in Congress that we can talk economics with who makes sense. You know, most of the time, every month when the job numbers come out, the news reports, economists are surprised, and I've come to realize economists are always surprised. I like it when I have a congressman that's not surprised about the way the economy's going. And to keep up with all the latest news from Congressman French Hill, you can visit his website, hill.house.gov. Also, follow him on social media. Just look for @Rep. French Hill. That's on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram.